Alright, so I wanted to take a few minutes and just show kind of how I've been sequencing with Xlights versus LOR. I had a couple people asking me about it last night, saying it was still easier for them to use LOR, and I totally get it. You know, it's just force of habit and being able to used to it. But I wanted to show the different ways you could do things in each sequencer. So here's my Amazing Grace sequence that I've converted over to Xlights Nutcracker 4, or I guess we could call it not really converted but imported, because as it stands, you can't edit any of these, and I don't want to edit any of these, and I'll show you why here in a minute. These are actually on a data layer. So if I go up here to settings, sequence settings, and we go to data layers, you can see Amazing Grace. It's pulled in directly from that LMS file. So it's sitting there as a data layer. I like using the data layers versus bringing everything in, because I don't want to have to re-render everything, especially if I've already done these sequences in LOR and I don't want to mess with a lot of what I've done. I just want to go over top of them, add to them, maybe tweak them a little bit or change them up. There's no reason for me to go in and select any of this stuff, so I'd use a data layer on it. So there's the data layer. Now here's the same sequence in LOR. So we've got Xlights and LOR. It's the same exact thing. You see here, these are my, this is I believe this is my Weber tree. No, those are the snowflakes on the roof. So those 14 are the snowflakes, and then the 16 below is the Weber tree. So you can see the same effects here and here, here and here. It looks exactly the same here. Now I've got some dead space in the center. In LOR, if I wanted to add a chase to, say, the Weber tree right here, I'd just go in here and select, let's see, turn them on first, I guess. It's been so long since I even played with it, I don't even remember. Turn it on, and then I'd select a chase, and I'd drag it down through here and create my chase. And then I'd play it on the visualizer if I didn't like it, or if I needed to move it around, I'd just have to delete it and go back in and do it again. Or, right click and hit undo. So, or can you even right click and hit undo on here? I don't remember. It's been so long since I messed with it. But regardless, you'd have to manually change each one of these. Keep messing around with it. Change it around to get a different effect for the chase that you want. Can't really flip it easily. Can't really add more rotations to it. Now, to do the same thing in Xlights, if I wanted to go in here and add a chase, then I'd just go here, which I keep all my tools off the screen, but oops. I'd go here and grab a single strand effect. I'd drop that on the Weber tree. And then I'd grab the other portion of this, the settings for it. And I really wish I'd quit doing that. We can't put it over here. There we go. And I decide how many chases I want, how fat I want the chase to be, number of chases I want. I want it to chase once or multiple times, how many cycles it goes through like this. Or I could go in here, make it bigger. Or if I wanted to say, hey, I don't like it, I want it to go from right to left, I can switch it. I want it to go from bottom up to the top, make it bounce back and forth, I could do that. I can also make it do multiple. Just to give you representation of what that's looking like on the actual visualization, there's the tree on the house, or not the house, but out in the yard. So when I play with this different stuff, you can see it live, what's actually happening to it. So there's the different ways I do the chase on the Weber tree. This same single strand effect can be used for all the different models. You can use it for your arches, your whole house, whatever. Just as long as you drop it on there and it makes sense. Cycles, of course, I can make it go crazy with a bunch of them. So you get a lot more flexibility once you draw the sequence versus here, where I've got to go in here and continuously keep changing it and tweaking it to make it what I want it to be. So a lot more flexibility. If I like this effect and I want to use it in multiple places, I just copy it and then I'll go paste it somewhere else. Now here's a cool part too. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. If I wanted to repaste it here, I just paste it here. Now you see it overdrew what was there from LOR originally. So whatever I add to the sequence, it'll overwrite it. However, if I click on this and delete it, it looks like it's gone. My data layer has completely disappeared. It's not. If I re-render up here, it all comes right back. So I'm not. That's why I like the data layers. I'm not messing up any of my original LOR sequences. I'm just tweaking them and making them the way I want them to look. And if I don't like what I've done, I just get rid of all that added effects and go back in and render, and it'll pull all my LOR data stuff back in. If I had changed these all to effects, like if I'd have right clicked and changed each one of these to effects and then overwrote it, I don't know that it will bring it back in. I don't even know if I can actually override it, to be honest with you. Let's try. Copy, paste. Now if I delete this effect and render again, will it pull all that back in? It does pull it all back in. Okay. Well, nonetheless, it's too many effects for me to add into there, so I don't like having all the effects. I just like having the data layer. One of the other things that I've been using a lot is the pictures. So, let's say up here on my pixel tree, for example, and all these, my entire display in Xlights looks like this. My entire display in LOR, with everything minimized, looks like this. So it's a lot more congested. It's a lot cleaner here for me. So if I go over here and I want to work on, say, my pixel tree, and I want to add a picture on my pixel tree, you can just grab this picture effect here, go up here and drop it, and there's a picture of Elsa, and she's running back and forth on the tree. You can see her here and on both my trees there. It'll pop up this effect assistant. You can go in here and do whatever you want to. You can draw on this. You could create your own images. You could black part of it out. I mean, whatever you want to do, you could change it up. If I wanted to load a new image, I could just hit load image, go find another image, like there's Olaf, and now Olaf's running around my tree. So if I pull it, probably looks better on the whole house. If I pull the whole house over, there's Olaf. If I don't like where he's running around the tree at, I can move him up and down, make him go to the top of the tree, back down towards the bottom of the tree, just his head. If I wanted to move the speed of him, how fast he's going around the tree, we could slow him down, make him creep around the tree. There's not even enough time in that frame for him to do it. There we go. So we've got image effect settings that you can now do when you're adding the image, and it gives you that new dialog box, a lot like what Superstar has, where you can draw your own images on here and apply them to the grid, and it'll update and apply the image. Let's see, what else have I been doing? Oh, whole house stuff. So used to use the whole house model. Now I don't. Now I've got them all grouped, so all the house pixels are grouped together here. So if I want to do something on the whole house, say for this period of time right here, let's just say I want to do bars. I drop that on it, and then I pick my color range, and you can see it doing it here, going up. And of course I can change the settings. I can make it go down. I can make it go compress. Left. And of course right. Change the colors on it. And of course everything I'm doing that you're seeing on the model preview is happening on the house at the same time. Really wish that didn't happen. And I use these same principles to do all of my sequencing. I mean, whether it be the yard lines, I do the yard lines and the snowflakes exactly the same way. So if we're looking at my house preview here, and I've got all of my yard lines or little mini trees, and then all of my snowflakes up on the roof, I'll use the same methodology here. So if I got my snowflakes, for example, if I want to go in, and we'll get rid of all this, I'll grab the seamless strand effect, I'll drag it over here, and I'll drop it right here on my snowflakes, and I'll run that across through there. I may not have the right color selected, but regardless, and then we'll render it. And there we go, we got the same thing going on there. So now my snowflakes are bouncing back and forth. So if I look here, there goes my snowflakes back and forth. Same thing here on the house model, snowflakes bouncing back and forth. So I use this all over. Of course, the other effects work just as well. If I wanted to really start diving down to the node level, if I wanted to go all the way down to my windows, so I wanted the poster, for example, to jump up and down, I just drive it all the way down to the node level, and just like I did with uh, the pixel tree or anything else, I drive it down to the node level and drop an effect on just that post and make it jump. If I wanted all four of my posts to do the exact same thing, I'd copy and paste that effect on each one of these lines, and it'd change all of that. At first, I didn't think I'd like not being able to see what was going on each individual node, but I've gotten kind of used to it. I don't really need to see what's going on in each node. I just play it, look at it, see if I like it, and if I don't, I move forward. Uh, Morphs work exactly the same way. I find bars tend to be just as good as morphs for me for what I'm looking for. But let's say if I wanted to morph across the entire house here, I grab the morph effect over here, and I drop it on the entire house pixels. It'll pop up this display box, and again, this is a lot like Superstar. With you have your A's and your B's, you grab each corner of it and move it to where you want it to, which way you want it to go. However, I believe it was Gil, I'm not sure. It's actually got default settings built into it as well, just like the bars does, where you can go in here and have full sweep up, full sweep left, full sweep right. So you can change it. The defaults are there. The only time you'd ever really want to play with this is like in Superstar, where you're trying to create crazy little spirals going up your pixel tree or different effects, and you could cross things across. Like pull this one up top up there. The mouse is going crazy, and this is on my whole house model, so it's kind of hard to grab. We'll pull that one way up there. Pull this one way down here, so you got it kind of crossing across, doing a diamond spin. You could do that. You're not going to be able to tell if I show it on the house what I just did. It's just the house is so 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 much blank space you can't tell. But if we did it on a matrix or something, you'd be able to tell pretty easily. What else am I using it for? Of course, your regular old on and off commands are still there. So icicles or whatever. If I wanted to go through here and just manually do my icicles, if I wanted to turn on the beat, I'd just add timing markers. Or on this particular sequence, I don't have any timing markers, so I can drop stuff wherever I want to. If I wanted that on, I'd just turn that on. Anywhere that I wanted all, or I could have them all turn on. Just go in there and drop on them and make them turn on. Pretty simple stuff. Our ramp ups, ramps downs. So if I wanted to ramp up with it, I just use the U command, or if I wanted to ramp down, I just used I believe it's D, yeah, and then I could move them two together, so it's just one big up and down. Or if let's show another one here. So let's go back to the Weber tree. Let's say you do want to manually control instead of adjusting the effects like I was doing here on your chases and your different effects. Instead of doing it that way, you wanted total manual control over how you put that effect in. You could do that as well. We could go back here. Let's say all the way down through here, we just want to do an on command. So I'd select all these cells. Well, I need timing marks, but I guess for this we'll just drop some stuff in here. So I do on, copy it. I tell you what, let's put some timing markers in here anyway. Alright, so during that period I want it to be on. Just copy that and paste it all the way down through here. It's on the entire time. And render it out. Here's you a manual way to do these chases as well. If I wanted to chase that manually, I could hit the Alt key and grab any one of these corners and move this however I want to. Oh, I gotta select it first. That's genius. So now that I've got it selected, so I can kind of move it and drag my chase however I want to. This doesn't render quite as nicely and quickly as using the effect. Over here, you will have to hit the render button again to get rid of that old stuff that's left hanging out. So there it is. You could use this the same way, so we'll just get rid of that. You could use this just like you do with ramp ups, ramp down, and delete all that as well. So if I wanted to ramp up and ramp down this entire section, I'd ramp it up, hold the Alt key, drag any corner of it. Ooh, didn't mean to do that. Fix that. So here's another feature. They put undo in here, so you can click undo as well whenever you mess something up. So go back here. If I want to select that, hit Alt and drag part of it one way or the other. I can drag it over. Let's take that bottom again. Drag it over, and now I've got a chase with a ramp up. Again, this is not how I do my chases. It's more of the LOR feel, manually doing your chase. I do my chases like this, to where if I don't like it when I play it back, I can just grab the effects dialog box and change it up a little bit, make it what I actually want it to be. What else is there? I mean, that's pretty much it. The rest of the stuff is just going in and making all of your different, putting all your different effects in. Even on Windows, for example, if I wanted to go to my house pixels and I wanted to go to a window, I think I saw this on Facebook the other day, where somebody put in a pinwheel effect on a window to give it to make it look like it's chasing around it. I thought that was pretty cool. So if I wanted to add that effect, no, I got a timing mark checked. So if I wanted to go in here and drop a pinwheel effect on this window, let's make it a little larger. Let's see what colors we want to use. Let's use blue and white and pink. Update and render. And see how it looks crazy here because I've got different sections of the window. But if you look at it now on the actual model preview, which I turned off like a genius. Where's that at? There it is, model preview. It's chasing around the window. So then I can get in here and play with it and make the arms thicker, make the size bigger. Make it kind of go around the whole window, like so. So you can use pinwheel to make your windows chase around, get the thickness cranked up on them. And then if you like what it's doing there, of course, you could go in and just copy that effect and paste it on all of your windows. So if you like it like that a little better. But, the point is you could do all this stuff manually. You could absolutely go in here and draw each one of these, create each one of these chases around through here. You really could, but I don't know why you'd want to. So if I wanted to just copy this real quick and minimize that because I don't even need to see what's going on here, and paste this same thing, let's create some timing marks so it pastes back in the right spot. And I just wanted to make the same effect happen on all my windows. Then I just go down there and put them on all my windows at the same time. Now I've got this same effect happening on all of my windows. Let's see, lower window 1, lower window 2, porch window 1, porch window 2. I've got 2 or 3 more windows. Upper window, and there's a kitchen window too. I should probably put all those together. Alright, so now if I render that, click on that effect. Now you can see here all of my windows are doing that chase around. And I can tweak it easily without having to go back in and manually redraw anything. So that's how I'm sequencing with it this year. It's not that I'm reinventing the wheel or anything's new. You could always do all of this stuff in every sequencer. The difference is now you can do it a whole lot quicker and a whole lot easier, and flexibility to change it or to take stuff back away. So hope that helps. See you.